The modern power tool industry doesn't want to sell you equipment that lasts. They want to trap you inside a lithium-ion subscription racket that never ends. When you walk down the tool aisle at Home Depot or Lowe's, you see a massive wall of bright colors that looks like a thriving competitive marketplace. But it's a carefully constructed illusion of choice. Almost every single brand on that wall is owned by just a handful of massive corporate holding companies that spent the last 2 decades systematically buying up the American heritage brands your grandfather trusted. They closed down the original factories and completely changed the business model. Their new strategy is brutally simple: planned obsolescence disguised as innovation. They're replacing heavy forged steel transmissions with injection-molded nylon planetary gears that are mathematically designed to melt under sustained heavy pressure. Even worse, they're embedding Bluetooth tracking microchips inside your batteries with built-in death clocks. When that tiny computer chip gets fried from a drop of sweat, or when the corporation inevitably changes the battery pin layout in 5 years to force an upgrade cycle, your entire garage full of expensive cordless equipment becomes worthless landfill. Today we're unplugging from the disposable matrix. I'm going to show you the 5 pure analog corded power tools built with honest materials: brass, magnesium, and forged steel. These tools track absolutely nothing. They have no Bluetooth modules, no digital touchscreens, no plastic gears, and no battery death clocks ticking down. They run on raw analog electricity straight from the wall socket. These are tools that are built to be owned permanently, not rented temporarily, and they will genuinely outlive you. Here's the power tool whitelist. Number 1, the circular saw that actually lasts forever. 95% of circular saws sold today use direct drive architecture, where the blade attaches directly to the motor using cheap plastic gears. The instant that blade hits a hard knot or hidden nail, the violent shockwave travels straight into the motor housing. Best case, it strips the plastic gears bald. Worst case, it fries the circuit board. If you want a saw that will plunge through concrete and wet lumber for 3 decades, you buy the Skillsaw Worm Drive, specifically the heavy-duty corded model. This is the original design from the 1920s that built modern America. The motor sits parallel to the blade, completely separated from the point of impact. Power transfers through a massive brass and steel corkscrew gear system that generates unstoppable torque. It's heavy, and that weight keeps the saw firmly planted so it doesn't buck back. Here's the real secret. You don't update firmware, you change its oil. The entire transmission sits in a sealed liquid oil bath like a 1960s pickup truck. Keep the oil fresh, and this saw is virtually indestructible. Number 2, the angle grinder that refuses to die under punishment. Cheap angle grinders are designed to commit suicide under normal working conditions. They're the most violently abused tools in any workshop, and by design, they inhale the exact metal and masonry dust particles they're creating. In a $30 disposable grinder, that microscopic metallic dust gets sucked through the intake vents and coats the cheap, unprotected internal copper wiring. It immediately creates a short circuit and incinerates the motor from the inside out. Or worse, the cutting wheel binds up in a piece of heavy steel plate. In a cheap tool, the motor cooks itself in about 3 seconds of stalling. People end up buying 5 cheap grinders in a single year because they keep burning them out, creating a massive false economy. The antidote to this scam is the Metabo Marathon series, specifically the heavy-duty corded grinders still forged in their German factories, not the cheap overseas spin-offs. Modern tool brands try to solve bind-ups with cheap digital sensors that frequently fail or lock you out of using the tool entirely. Metabo uses an entirely mechanical S-automatic safety clutch system. If your cutting wheel pinches in a piece of steel, there's no microchip deciding what action to take. A purely mechanical clutch instantly and physically disconnects the drive to save the motor from burning up and to save your wrists from snapping. And those internal copper windings that usually short out from metal dust? Metabo coats their motors in a proprietary rock-hard epoxy armor. Red-hot steel dust literally bounces off the protected wiring. Furthermore, they use auto-stop carbon brushes. When the brush wears down after years of hard use, it physically pops itself off the commutator so it doesn't score the metal surface, gently letting you know it's time for a $5 replacement. It's absolute mechanical supremacy over digital fragility. Number 3. The woodworking router built to last forever. The tool industry is currently obsessed with forcing digital LED screens and delicate touchscreen speed controls onto woodworking equipment. This represents a fundamental engineering crime. A router operates in a chaotic environment, constantly covered in fine static charge sawdust and ambient moisture. If a single drop of sweat or a splash of water hits that cheap LED speed control screen, your $250 tool is completely bricked. Furthermore, modern routers use cheap plastic base plates that warp under the intense heat generated by the motor, causing your bit to sit unevenly and ruining your expensive woodwork. Skip the digital aisle entirely and buy the Bosch 16/17. This is a 20-year-old design that Bosch refuses to change because it's physically perfect. There's no plastic housing to warp under heat. The entire motor casing and the fixed base are forged from solid, thick-walled magnesium and aluminum. This metal construction does more than just make it durable. It acts as a giant heat sink, drawing extreme temperatures away from the motor windings, so it can run for hours without thermal throttling. The on-off switch isn't a delicate digital button. It's a hard analog toggle switch heavily shrouded in a thick rubber boot to keep the sawdust out. But the real reason it makes the forever list is the maintenance philosophy. It features externally accessible carbon brushes. With a simple flathead screwdriver, you can unscrew the 2 black caps on the side of the metal housing, pull out the worn-down carbon brush, drop a cheap replacement in, and the tool runs like it was built yesterday. This tool is explicitly designed to be maintained by you at your workbench, not packaged up and mailed back to a corporate repair center. Number 4. The rotary hammer that punches through concrete. When you need to drill into solid concrete or brick, hardware stores try to sell you a generic battery-powered hammer drill. This is a complete scam. A standard hammer drill uses 2 ridged metal plates that simply rub against each other, creating mild vibration. They're incredibly loud, highly inefficient, and destroy themselves under friction heat. It takes 5 minutes of agonizing pressure to drill a single anchor hole while destroying your elbows. If you want to put holes in stone efficiently, you buy what commercial builders actually use: a Hilti, heavy-duty corded rotary hammer. It doesn't use rubbing plates. It uses a true electro-pneumatic piston system. Inside the casing is a miniature internal air compressor. As the motor turns, a steel piston compresses air and fires a heavy metal striker against the drill bit thousands of times per minute. It's physically punching the concrete into dust while rotating. It takes 4 seconds to accomplish what the cheap drill struggles with for 5 minutes. The entire transmission is sealed in heavy grease inside a glass fiber reinforced casing. They don't rattle your arms because the pneumatic air gap absorbs the shock. Hilti tools are famous on job sites for outlasting the workers who bought them. Number 5. The heavy torque drill that never quits. Modern tool marketing is obsessed with ultra-compact models that look sleek. Manufacturers want the drill as tiny and lightweight as possible. To make a drill that small, engineers are forced to compromise on critical components. They use wafer-thin nylon planetary gears stacked together inside a thin plastic shell. Under normal use, these seem fine, but under extreme torque, like mixing concrete, running heavy hole saws, or drilling with auger bits, those plastic teeth shear right off. The motor keeps whining, but the chuck stops spinning. The permanent solution is the Makita DS4121 spade handle drill. It's long, heavy, and ugly. It won't fit in a fancy tool belt, and it will never break. This machine doesn't hide its internals behind plastic. The entire front half is a massive exposed die-cast aluminum gear housing. It uses thick heat-treated steel gears running at low RPM to generate unstoppable torque. Instead of a cheap plastic keyless chuck that slips, it features a massive industrial-grade keyed chuck that locks your bit in a death grip. It's the exact antithesis of the modern disposable plastic drill. If you buy these 5 tools, you're officially opting out of the disposable economy trap. You're trading digital convenience for mechanical permanence. You'll never have to walk down the power tool aisle at a big box store to replace a burnt-out motor again. But the hardware industry isn't the only sector running this planned obsolescence scam on consumers. The appliances sitting inside your home right now are legally stealing money from you through engineered failure points. If you want to see exactly how your modern refrigerator was secretly engineered to die in 5 years and discover the only appliance brands that actually still last, check out the video on your screen right now. I'll see you there.